Hi, my name is Mike Richards. I'm an Orlando-based wedding photographer, and I just wanted to kind of show you the equipment that I use at just about every wedding. And some of the lighting stuff, I don't use at every wedding, but it depends. If it's a big ballroom, I'll use a lot of the lighting, but not included in this bag here, which I'm going to go over everything that's in here. The other bags I carry, one bag has two Alien B800s with extension cords, additional cords, whatever I need, and a low video light. Then I have a Vagabond 2 battery pack to run those Alien Bs. And finally, I have the triple 13.5-foot Calumet light stands in a bag that includes brolly boxes, soft boxes, and so on. This here is my main camera bag. It's a Pelican 1610 hard case with the padded dividers. So I'll give you a tour of the bag and what's inside. Okay, excuse me. Up first here is the chargers. This includes AA chargers, video light charger, Vagabond 2 charger, main camera battery charger. It's all my different chargers I have in one little spot here, and nothing special about it, so I won't pull each one out. But I will start here. The Epson P2000. This is the 40 gig model. I thought about getting the 80 gig, but in reality I only use this to download second photographer cards at the wedding. I don't use it as a personal backup system, but so I found it to be more than adequate, and it saves me from having to bring my laptop or having to have the seconds FTP the images over and so on. Is this first lens is the Nikon 105 2.8 VR macro. This lens is absolutely phenomenal for macro work, getting ring shots, details, flowers. It could be a great portrait lens. However, I don't use it as a portrait lens. I use it strictly as a macro for details, and it is incredibly sharp. And with VR, is a nice addition to this lens. Next up is the Vivitar 285 HV. This is strictly an off-camera strobe. It's really easy for my assistants, to adjust just with a simple click of the dial here. They're pretty rugged. I had 3 of these, but 2 broke, so they're not, 100%, but I mean, for $70, $80, they're cheap enough to replace. Something happens. Next piece of glass is the Nikon 17-35 2.8. All my glass is 2.8 glass, by the way. I don't use anything that has a variable aperture or any primes with 1.2 or something crazy like that, because I just don't see why you do that. Anyway, 17-35 2.8. I had the 14-24, but this one just has a more usable range for wedding photography. Also, the minimum focusing distance is really, really short, so I can get pretty close up and do details. 35 allows me to do some portraits, it allows me to do group shots, and go to 17 on my FX bodies, and I can get full churches, ultra wide scene setting shots, so it's really a great lens, and it's super sharp and super fast. In this section here is a Nikon SB800. I did own the SB 900s, but I had one overheated at a wedding and kind of upset me, so I sold it and went back to the trusty 800s. Even though I know you can disable that, but still, it shut down on me, so that's never good. And up next is a camera or a lens that stays mounted to a body, unless I'm using the ultra wide, and then it would get replaced temporarily. But for the most part, the 24-72.8G. It's Nikon's newest mid-range zoom, and I'm not a huge fan of mid-range zooms, but this one is so fast, so sharp, and on the full-frame body, 24 is nice and wide. 70 is, it's pretty good for portraits, so it's a great all-purpose lens, and it's mounted on the Nikon D700. I had the D3 before, and while an amazing camera, it's a little bit heavier. As you see, I don't use grips any longer. Just kind of lightening the load a little bit, and plus it's got self-cleaning sensor, great ISO performance, and it's just a phenomenal little camera. Back when I shot Canon, I had the 5D Mark II, 1D Mark III, 5D Classics, and really just no camera, in my opinion, compares to the D700 or the D3 for that matter, since it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, next up is another SB800 flash paired up with another D700 and Nikon's newest 70-200 2.8 VR2. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, this is my favorite lens. I use this lens more than any other lens. If I didn't have to shoot group formals and didn't need wide stuff for churches, I wouldn't use another lens. There's no doubt. Let's see. The lens is really fast. It has so many different buttons and stuff, but I would keep mine pushed forward. I never mess with that. Anyway, it's fast, so sharp. I can shoot it 1/10 of a second, and it's still sharp, which is disgusting in my opinion. And I mean, I would never really do that in the real world, but knowing that I can, it's pretty neat. And so yeah. Also in this one I have extra business cards. Over here I have two Pocket Wizard transmitters. If I'm running dual cameras, which I rarely do, but if I am, I have two of them. If not, I have a main and a backup. Then I have three Pocket Wizard. One's a receiver and two transceivers. I don't use them as transmitters, I use them as receivers only. And so I basically have three receivers. And below that is, you know, just batteries and such. But anyway, so I'll use one of these maybe for the Vivitar. I'll use the other two for alien bees to light a big ballroom, or for family formals or something like that. Next up is my wife's main gear. She does have backup gear in another bag, but as you can see, the Pelican's pretty full, so we only carry her main in here. We start with a 580EX flash. We've installed the port on it for allowing it to be used as an off-camera strobe if I need it. Next up, she was going to get the Canon 24-70 2.8L series, which she had before, but she just thought it was a little too heavy. So we went with the Tamron 28-75. You know, there's a lot of, you know, very dull copies of this out there. So when I was buying this lens, I did a lot of research and put a lot of want ads for a sharp copy, requested images, and finally came across this one. And it's really sharp. It's not as fast, of course, as my Nikon glass, but, you know, sharpness, it's definitely right there with it, which is pretty amazing considering the price of that lens versus the prices of my Nikon lenses. And then last is her Canon 40D. This is her favorite body. She had 5Ds before. She liked the back focus button, and she liked the speed of the 40D over the 5D. And she also liked the crop sensor. She likes to shoot kind of tight. So that's our main gear. And again, we do have alien bees, Vagabond 2 battery pack, light stand, so on. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't carry two bodies on me. I generally carry my trusty Bola bag. And this bag here is made by Jim Garner, and this is the version 2. The version 3 is a little bit nicer, but this bag has just been through, I mean, it's really been tossed around, it's been soaking wet, it's, you know, it's been, I mean, I would doubt it's been run over, and it just keeps up with no problem. So I never complain. I just use the bag, I carry it with the shoulder strap, and it's by far been one of the best investments I've made outside of the actual camera or lenses themselves. This bag has withstood so much. It's really saved me a lot of time on lens switch swapping, so I highly recommend version 2 or the newest version 3. So that's it, and pretty soon hopefully I'll do some reviews of some of these lenses and maybe these bodies and stuff. I mean, they're all kind of been out for a few months, so there's tons of reviews out there, but it's always nice to see another person's opinion. So that's it, and hope you enjoy.